chamorro bistec, and some keto muffins. So let's take this one and I'll tell you the story of how we became the new owners. I like this handles, it opens. Let's open this sunroof slash moonroof. Let's start this thing up. That's a Jaguar right there. Comes to you. This is a beautiful car. Living this life right there. Okay, so getting cars on Guam, it can be very challenging. Cars like this that arrive on Guam, they're usually people who are coming to Guam from off island, and you know, that's why you'll find like a Jaguar or something like that, and you'll be fortunate. So usually they have to be willing to sell the car, and then you can buy them. Or the other option is you can ship them in yourself from the States, but that's going to cost you a lot of money to ship a vehicle in from elsewhere into the island. So you know, a lot of us, we just wait for people to arrive on Guam, and when they decide to sell it, we'll buy their cars. That's what I like to do. Sometimes I ship cars in, but I prefer it if they're already on Guam, because we can usually work out a deal on the price of the vehicle. Now, regarding this car, we were very fortunate to have the opportunity to buy this. What had happened is Judy was in the market to buy a sports car, and we were really looking at buying a Mustang. She was, and it's a really great car, and I know that we would have been satisfied buying that. But we saw a Craigslist ad for this car. This is a 2015 Jaguar F-Type. It's a V6 and it's supercharged, and I saw the ad and I asked Judy, why don't we just take a test drive? And initially she was a little hesitant, because you know, it's a car where there's no dealership here on Guam to do the service. Even though it's part of the Land Rover Range Rover brand, here on Guam, the company that sells that, they don't service these cars. So I told her, I go, why don't we just take a look and see what it's like, because the price was really good. So what happened is we showed up, met the guy, and as soon as Judy and I saw it, we were like, wow, it is a gorgeous car, and it is a beautiful car. And I said, why don't you go and take a drive? And she drove it with the previous owner, and she came back, and I could tell that she was excited. Judy has a look on her face when she's excited that I can tell that she really wants the car. So I said, okay man, we're gonna think about it, we're gonna talk it over. So we talked it over, Judy and I, and then the next day I called him and said, okay, we'll purchase the car. We came pretty close to, I mean, we were right there at his asking price, because I thought it was a really fair, good deal. Actually, it was a really, really great deal, and that's why I took it. Because initially, this car in particular, when they sold it brand new, because I actually traced the history, was sold for $95,000, and we bought it for way less than that. And it only had like 36,000 miles on it, so it was barely driven. And it had some aftermarket parts on it. It has an aftermarket exhaust, and also they had I think they decreased the size of the pulley, so it spins faster, giving the car more horsepower. So it has more horsepower than the standard V6 supercharged. But other than that, other than those modifications, that's about it. It really runs good, has a good sound, a good exhaust note, and man, it's just a really good ride. So if you're ever on Guam, head down south, head down to Umatac, drive on the Agate Umatac road, especially if you have a sports car, because you can get some spirited driving done. Nice wide road, very scenic, gorgeous down here. What I like about the steering, it's very, very solid, you feel like you're really turning. And this car really reminds me of a Porsche Cayman, because I used to own one. Just the way it turns and the way it pulls in, that's what it feels like you're in control of the car. I love all of this carbon fiber. We have a Range Rover, so this is very similar. Actually, it's exactly the same as our Range Rover, the whole setup here. But look at this road, man. Beautiful. Look at, what a beautiful day. To really drive this, you got paddle shifters here. You can engage it into sport mode. It has a sport mode or like a track mode. Or you can just engage it while you're driving. I'll show you what I mean. What I'm gonna do is I'll downshift this thing and go. There we go. Hear that? Upshift. So man, this road is perfect for sports cars. And this car was made for that. This car feels like a really great touring car, or you know, like a mild track car, or it could be a track car, but it really just stays on the road like you're on rails. You can downshift. Okay, hear that? Wow, hear that exhaust? That's a European exhaust, man. Just take you straight to where you want to go. Judy doesn't drive this every day. She drives it maybe once or twice a week. The only thing I want to say about this, the car feels heavy. I don't know why. Just to me, it really feels heavy. And it does have a kind of like a long nose in the front. So I'm always kind of like looking over. But I think that's just me because my other sports cars don't have a long nose like this. It kind of reminds me of this old Corvette I used to have, where it had a long nose. So I'm always like kind of like looking over it. Look at this, man. You just want to cruise. You don't want to go fast. You know, the people that own Jaguars, you know, when I think of the person that owns a Jaguar, I always think of like a hitman would own a Jaguar, a doctor, an attorney, or some kind of business owner. People that, what you call that, they're serious. They mean business when they own this car. Every time I think of a Jag, that's what I think of, like this guy. Get out of his way. He's about to perform open heart surgery in the next 5 minutes. Get out of his way. This is beautiful Umatac village that we're headed into, where I'm from, where I grew up. There it is, Umatac by the sea. This is Umatac Bay. It is beautiful, gorgeous. What a beautiful place, man. This is the outdoor library. My family's house is on the left up here, up on the hill, right up there. That's it. I'm at the church. What a nice day. What a nice day to take a car like this and drive around. Just stroll. There's the Umatac Bridge. And I'm gonna take you to Fort Siladot. Oh, look at this bridge. So at Fort Siladot, when I was younger, this is the place we would go to practice on the straight run to see how fast we can drive our car. Don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. Well, when we were young, because I had a little straight riders, this little straight run. Ah, the good old days of lawlessness. And my sister crashed right here in that tree. She hit it. She thought she was a fast driver. And you're gonna hear it. It has these carbon fiber inserts. Very nice. Little big bricks on this thing. What I really like is the rear. Wow, look at this rear. Really well bolstered seat. Really snug when you sit in here. See the interior. Sorry, no third wheels. Just you and your lover. And this car makes me want to drive. That's why Judy and I, that's why we like it, because it makes you want to drive. It's a great car for just going out there and driving. Life's too short. You gotta live this life every minute, every moment. Whatever you always wanted to experience, you gotta experience it. Look at that. Beautiful. What a beautiful day. To go out and drive. Gosh. What a beautiful island. Remember to like, subscribe. I'll give you more. I'll give you more.